Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Dalaran, and I've been covering World of Warcraft Legion Beta information about everything PvP related as extensively as I possibly can. I've been covering every single bit of update as soon as I can and throwing a video out for you guys, basically talking about it and discussing my thoughts about it, as well as just adding in my personal opinions of how things might function within the game, how it might function in PvP. Just been covering every single aspect of it as I can, as much as I can, but that's the things I'm excited about. Prior to this, when I was playing World of Warcraft, I used to be excited just about hanging out in Orgrimmar, talking in G-chat, while sitting on top of a mailbox when I was a Horde rogue. But those are the kind of things that kind of have been gone by for me as of late within World of Warcraft. I used to really enjoy just hanging out with friends, running dungeons from time to time. Back in Pandaria, we would run scenarios for fun of it, getting transmogs, getting mounts, mount runs, and raids, just the little things that I enjoyed in WoW. So, as I've been covering a lot of things extensively in terms of strictly PvP, I do want to kind of take a step back and cover some of the other things that I am excited about in Legion besides the PvP. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and let's get on to it. First things I'm excited about is Gnome Hunters, which is something that they're adding in the game for more than one reason. First of all, a gnome is just a race that hasn't really been that much in spotlight. And a lot of people that end up playing a gnome, they don't end up playing them because they're the coolest looking race, but mostly because they're short guys with not a best, I guess, with racial overall. Not a lot of people would choose them compared to a Worgen, which is a wolf, a Blood Elf, which are the pretty horde race, an Orc, which is muscular green monster, a Tauren, the biggest race in the game, a Draenor, a hooved kind of tentacle creature. Gnomes never really had as much of an awesome, I guess, fantasy about them. You didn't feel like a warrior. You might have felt like a mage, but then you were always like comedic in a way. You always were almost like a comedy relief type of character, and that's what I viewed the race as for the longest time. But the fact that they're getting hunters is actually pretty exciting. First of all, they're hunters and they're a gnome. Imagine a gnome standing next to a huge bear twice the size of him, and he's the pet. Or imagine a gnome jumping and running around, just doing flips and acrobatic abilities as a survival hunter. Now that would be exciting. On top of it, gnomes are actually going to be a benefit to the hunter community because of increase in focus. As gnomes, as long as the racials don't change in beta, the racials should give them more focus, which might give them an actual upper hand in terms of PvE or PvP content and make him a viable race choice for a hunter, which is always interesting and exciting. So now warriors and hunters is a class and race that all races are going to be able to share. So everybody will be able to be a warrior, and now everybody will be able to be a hunter, with gnomes included in Legion. Transmog is another thing that is getting modified and advanced within Legion. Transmogging is going to be introducing wardrobe situation, or the wardrobe UI, basically as if I run on my warrior a raid, like an old school raid, and again a bunch of leather pieces on my warrior, leather pieces I could have used on my rogue. Prior to this, I wouldn't be able to apply these leather pieces onto my rogue. I wouldn't be able to send them because they'll be soul bound, so all I can do is sell them, try to run the raid, and of course, by RNG, I would never get those same pieces on my rogue ever again. As long as you have acquired a piece of gear, it is stored in your wardrobe, and then any character from your account can access it. So they're making transmogging account wide. And because of this transmogging account wide, it makes the whole transmogging deal much easier to access. One of the things that Blizzard has capitalized ever since Cataclysm is the idea of transmogging, and have tried to define it as best they can in terms of cleaning it up and allowing players as many opportunities in order to transmog what weapons, what gear you want, what gear you can, and added a lot of customizable gear in the game, and probably more customizable gear to see in the future. This is one of the fun things that Blizzard have added, and I've enjoyed it ever since Cataclysm. I mean, I remember back in Pandaria for I think 2 seasons, we had a transmog that literally was a trash can. I didn't enjoy wearing a trash can helmet, trash can shoulders, trash can plate, breastplate, trash can boots. I didn't enjoy the season, I think season 14 and 15 gear, that's what it was, of Pandaria, and I was so grateful for transmogging. I mean, I would enjoy if Blizzard maybe would have made some really cool sets, but I can't always agree with some of the art style of the designers, so it's always cool to be able to go back to the sets that I've enjoyed and sets I've been able to customize myself. and wardrobe has made it much easier to do so, and you can utilize it on all of my characters, making my overall gameplay of World of Warcraft feel more interesting. I've always enjoyed transmogging, and I feel like part of becoming better at PvP is first of all enjoying how you look. So if you like the way your character looks, then most chances you'll have more confidence in order to perform better at your character and play your character more often and engage your character, which gives you more to train, playing your class, playing your spec, and basically playing the game more often. Adds a bit to the longevity of the game, adds a bit of fun, something you can do with friends as transmog runs. There's a lot of positives of transmogging, so the wardrobe system, I think, is going to be an awesome addition for Legion. Last one on the list, which is something I'm pretty sure I talked about before, I covered slightly but not in such a great detail, is the fact that we are not going to have gear that restricts us from doing what we want to do. All gear is going to be applied for just about everything. There's not going to have PvP gear, we're not going to have just raiding gear, we're not going to have all these, I guess, different separations within the game. But this is kind of a good and a bad thing for more than one occasion. A lot of people are going to find this as a negative because then we won't have players spending as much time farming all the different pieces of gear that we need. Then again, have you ever tried to farm a full set of honor gear for a character just to know that there's also conquest gear to farm afterwards, and then you're always behind as long as you don't have the rating? And if you also want to do the PvP, you just gotta invest so much more time into the game as well. As somebody who is in college, who does make videos and does try to do little jobs here and there on the side for money, I am finding myself with less and less time to play World of Warcraft. For the most part, I play WoW at this point at least for 2 hours a day, and usually I just stream my experience, so then I have the footage in the future to make the videos I need. And for somebody who's at this point able to play WoW for about 2 hours a day or so, hopefully the time will, more time for leisure will be increased with the next semester of college. I'm hoping that I'll be able to basically explore more of the game. In a way, I am somewhat restricted right now myself because I don't have the PvE gear. I can't really run with a PvE raid. I can go like with a pug, but I can't get in a whole raid and have the whole raid experience that I really am looking for. So it's just one of those things. It's just the separation of gear being basically not taken out but moved out of the game will improve a lot of core things. It'll improve PvE and PvP, as the stats won't be, I guess, as much of an issue, and it won't be gear dependent, so then there'll be more skill based type of competitiveness within PvE or PvP. Either way, it'll also allow players for just an easier time in order to transition between PvE and PvP, which will get more players playing. It'll take out some of the complexity of farming the full honor point gear, then getting full conquest points gear, making sure to enchant yourself in full resilience gear, and then try to go into PvP. And then somebody with resilience has so much more advantage over somebody with no resilience whatsoever, which kind of messes up the PvP ladder. I can really just go on and on. Right now, starting as somebody with green gear in Battlegrounds is so underwhelming. You are literally useless. So having a character that has not that much of gear dependency to it within Legion is going to be kind of fun when you're playing a new class that you're trying to learn. And I think it'll be pretty exciting. And that's really all I have to wrap up for Legion updates, non-PvP related. I want to thank you guys for 15,000 subscribers. I am going to try to put out a video for 15,000 subscribers of you, like a montage deal. I'm working on it, but college is hampering me down. Thank God it's Thanksgiving, but also trying to catch up on sleep. So thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Dowrin. Hopefully you enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next video.